So here we are.
Here we are.
Kenny,
Yes.
it's your last day here.
Time flies.
It's amazing.
I didn't think 2 months would pass so quickly, but
Yeah, it goes quickly.
it did. It does.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you fasted. Many people have probably seen this, but in case they haven't, you've seen the other videos.
Mm-hmm.
You fasted 40 days.
Yes, I did.
You've now done 20. Today is your 23rd day refeeding,
Yes.
and you're on your way back to New Jersey tomorrow.
Yep. Jersey City, New Jersey.
Right.
Yep.
So, in the end, what can you say about your whole process?
It just it's a little difficult when you don't have a reference point.
Right.
Like I did a 21-day water fast, but it didn't compare to anything like this because I didn't have supervision of someone with your experience.
Nearly as good looking as me.
Well, that
Right,
too.
right.
And I worked the whole time.
Right.
So I wasn't getting ample rest.
Yeah.
And as I found out later from you that, the more physical you are, the less detoxification
Right.
that's going on.
Yeah,
so
sure.
it was nothing compared to this.
Right. Well,
know.
and this was nearly twice as long.
And it was twice as long.
Right. What's happened since because we recorded you, we did a follow-up, but tell us what's happened since then. Now you're finishing the process.
Right.
So you have a much better sense for how you're doing, how you're feeling, what's shifted. You've just, in the last day or two, you've had a couple interesting things going on.
Days and nights,
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, what happened was in the last 72 hours or so, in the evening, I started to run like a little low-grade fever, about 100.4. But what was typical for me throughout the whole process is nights I always felt a little worse than days.
Right.
Days I've had a lot of energy.
And that happens for many people.
Yeah. So it wasn't so different, but that subsided for maybe the first 8 days of refeeding.
Okay.
And then it returned more intensely about 3 days ago.
Okay.
And I became a little concerned.
And just in these last days,
Yeah.
let's talk about what's occurred. Because last night, quite a bit of fever,
Yeah.
right? Didn't feel very good.
Little night sweats.
And you were actually a little concerned about maybe something wasn't okay.
Right.
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 What's happened since then?
Well, since then, I've had like 4 somewhat painful, massive, very, very stenchy smelling bowel movements.
Okay.
Pretty significant ones.
Right.
Right. And before that, I had like I could feel something in the top part of my stomach was really hard, hardened material.
Right.
And then, I had like abdominal cramps. And so within the last starting about 4:30 this morning until the present, I had like 4 really painful bowel movements, kind of hard to move. And now I feel amazing again. Like like this.
Right.
The energy is higher than ever before.
Awesome.
Through the whole process.
Right. Now, again, this is a fairly common experience where, when we get this really old, hard, nasty stuff,
Right.
finally, as it gets closer to moving, it's absorbing more water.
Right.
You're reabsorbing more from it. You're not going to feel very good. And then once you eliminate it, all of a sudden you feel amazing again.
Right.
That's what happens. And the thing is, there are people who think, well, but we don't want to reabsorb anything. Well, there's no way around it, unfortunately.
Right. And aren't I repoisoning myself or something like that?
Right.
But yeah, you were telling the whole group that this occurs, and there's so many different ways that it happens, and it's different for everyone. And I think that is the important value of being here and being under supervision. A lot of the things that occurred during my whole experience, if I was home doing that without any supervision, I would have been really fearful because I wouldn't know how to interpret these symptoms. I probably would have jumped ship thinking that most likely thinking that something is terribly wrong. I mean,
Right.
there were points where I would have been like, oh, should I go to the emergency room? Or all kinds of thoughts go through your head.
Right.
But because I was foretold and, forewarned about all the different things.
Well, and each of these last couple days, we've
Right.
talked, and I said to you, okay, everything looks okay.
Right.
Numbers are fine.
Getting the readings every day.
No worries.
Yeah.
It's just, this is what happens. Anyway, it's great that
Right.
it's great that you're past it.
Right.
It's really instructive for people to understand this can happen.
Right.
I love the fact, I love to get people saying, yeah, I passed this old stuff that was, clearly not the watermelon, papayas, and mangoes you've been eating.
You could tell, you could see it in the bowl that when it's papaya or pineapple or mango.
Yeah.
And this was, I could tell it was old hardened material.
Yeah.
It was gray, like mucusy, and it not to be so graphic, but it was really.
The small animals in the vicinity died.
Yes.
Okay.
To say the least.
Got it.
He says like, oh, this is not papaya or mango.
Fair enough.
Right.
So, listen, we've already done, I think, 3 previous videos with you. So we have, we know a fair amount about what happened during the process. And is there anything else you want to share about, now that you're done and you're leaving, what's your overall sense of this? Was it a good thing for you? Would you recommend this to other people? Anything you want to share? Anything at all?
Well, it's been completely life-altering for me on so many different levels.
Okay.
For those of your listening and watching audience that didn't see the other videos, I came here like really frightened about prospects of the future. I don't know what my next steps are career-wise.
Right.
I'm temporarily unemployed right now, and I'm not fearing any of that anymore.
Yeah.
However things turn out when I get back to Jersey City, I'm highly optimistic. And I regained that. I used to feel that way in my 30s and 40s, but slowly, in my 50s, and now I'm 59, I slowly started to lose a lot of belief in myself and my abilities.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the physical aspects, and even after I moved my bowels like that, I haven't had my eyes examined, but I feel like my vision was clearer, like right after that. So my vision literally is clearer, and my vision
Even more important.
is clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what I like to think about today and my day going back tomorrow is that this is the end of the beginning. Exactly.
I knew you were going to say
You know what I'm saying?
You're
It really
so
is.
predictable.
It really is. So it's like, it's not an ending for me.
Yeah.
It's you, Tanglewood, the staff, set me up with the tools that I need to be successful on a raw fruitarian lifestyle, which I failed miserably at for 2 years. I tried. I couldn't get 2 weeks together without going back to cooked. And other 12-step programs helped me to recover my mind and my spirit, but Tanglewood helped me to recover all 3.
Yeah.
Like I said, the disease of addiction ravages us. It's a threefold disease: mental, physical, spiritual. A lot of people only work on the mental and the spiritual,
Right.
and they don't work on the physical. So for me, Tanglewood is like cooked food rehab. I say that with much affection, but it is because I do believe that it is our species-specific diet.
No question. Yeah.
High water content fruits, soft, tender, leafy greens.
Yeah.
Avocados and, natural fats like that occur in nature.
Sure.
And my brain acuity and how I feel cerebrally is a testament to that. Like, I've never felt this sharp.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Creativity through the roof. I've been writing poetry.
I know.
And all this stuff that I've never done before in my entire life. I'm like, where's all this creativity coming from?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes the ideas come so fast, my hand can't keep up with the thoughts.
Right.
So it's been an amazing process. I mean, anyone that is considering it, for me, and I hope for you, this is the place to come because I'm steeped you've really created a Eden. This is like a Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
So being steeped in nature, oh man, it's so much better than a sort of sterile type of hospital type of environment. That would not be the type of environment for me to thrive in. So,
Right.
so this is, it's just, I can't, it's almost, some experiences you have in life where words almost do it a disservice.
Yeah.
And this is one of these,
I understand. Yeah.
life-changing experiences for me.
Awesome.
Honestly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Kenny. It's been a real pleasure and a privilege to have you here with us.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that I got an opportunity to meet you and your wonderful staff and the volunteers here. Everybody here is so warm. The housekeeping staff, the ladies that, they're just like
They're amazing.
amazingly attentive to all the guests. I don't know how they do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really, really special place.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to seeing you again.
Yes, you will.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
What if we love to love rather than love to change? Can we love just because? Love what makes us the same, 'cause we're